I'll be drafting the back pattern now, and I'll start by inserting my bust measurement, which is the largest part of my body. Then I'll insert my nape to waist measurement, which is why the back pattern is different from the front, because I'll be using my nape to waist measurement instead of my actual half length measurement. And my nape to waist measurement is 15, so I'll mark out 15 inches. And I'll insert my chest line. I'll still be using my bust measurement, which is 9 inches. So I'll trace it. I'll insert my shoulder measurement, which is 16 inches divided by 2 equals to 8. Insert my chest line measurement, which is equals to 8.5. And I'll insert my shoulder measurement. For the shoulder split, I'll come down by 1 inch, and I'll connect it to this other one too, 2 inches. There's no need for the bust line measurements for the back pattern, because there's no bust at the back. We only have bust in the front, so that is why we are using the bust line measurements for the front pattern, and we are not using it for the back. So we just need the half length measurement, which will be the nape to waist for the back, 15 inches. Can you see the difference between the two? So mark out the difference, which is 1 inch. My nape to waist measurement is 15 inches, and my normal half length measurement is 16 inches. So 16 minus 1 will give us 1 inch. So it is that 1 inch that I'll be using for our side dart at the front. I'll mark out the 1 inch for my bust line. Then I'll connect the dart to the bust point, but I'll come out by 1 inch, because when you're connecting your dart to whatever point you want to connect it to, the dart must not get to the actual point where you want it to. When you want the dart to be, you go out by either 1 inch or 2 inches. If it's for the hip line, you go up by 2 inches, but for the bust span, for the bust point, we'll be using 1 inch. So I'll connect it to the point we have marked. So this is my side dart, and the reason why we are taking out this side dart is to make sure that the size of the clothes is aligned, so that we won't have excess when sewing. So we'll be removing this. So for the darts on the back pattern, I'll go in by ½ inch for the zipper allowance. To avoid having bulge at the back of the dress, I'll go in by 0.5. I'll connect it to the chest line. Then I'll insert my bust span measurement from that 0.5, which is 4. Then I'll connect it to the chest line. I will include the 0.5. I'll go in by 5 inches. Connect it this way. Sticky. 5 inches. Connect it. This way. 4.5. Sorry, this should be 4.5, not 5 inches. So I'll connect it this way. Straight line. Then I'll insert the 0.5 on both sides. 0.5, 0.5. Then I'll connect it. For the armhole, I'll come down by 3.75. Then I'll go in by 0.5 for the back because we don't have bust at the back. Connect it to this space. So this is the neck to waist. This is the chest line.
Speak up.
This is the shoulder line. This is the neck to waist. This is the chest line. And this is the shoulder slope. Chest line. The shoulder line. This is the zipper allowance that. I don't know if that is correct, but this is the darts. You can call it darts, so that we won't have bulge at the back of the dress. So I'll insert my neckline measurement. The standard is 3 by 1 for the back, 3 inches by 1 for the back, and then come down by 3 inches, 3 by 3 for the front, 3 inches, and connect it. Connect it using your ruler. That's the standard neckline measurement. So let me mark out this one. Keep visible. And this is our side dart for the front pattern. So to remove this front pattern, I have to cut it. Then I'll cover it up. But before you do this, you need to ensure that you're not taking in too much. Only so you can already see the latest of the box. You can see it is coming out already. Then you insert your waist measurement. My waist measurement is 28 divided by 4 equals to 7 inches. If you know you'll not be covering up this dart, you have to include it in your measurement. You can use this method to eliminate your darts without having to take in your darts on your dress when you are sewing. When you remove the darts, you don't need to sew on your dress again. So this way, I'll insert my waist measurement, which is 28 divided by 4. Will give me 7. I'll insert it 7 inches. That is because I've removed the darts. Or if you still have the darts, you have to include the darts. And for that, I'll use, mine will be 7 plus 1 inch, which will give me 8 inches. But I've removed the dart, so I don't need to include that anymore. So from this 7, I'll connect it to my bust line. Line. Then there's something I need to include when I cut it out. There are some dresses, you see some dresses that when you wear them, there will be excess allowance on the chest line. So in order to eliminate that excess measurements, there's a thing we call gaping. So I'll use a dart to eliminate it, which is called gaping. I'll take in my on the neckline measurements. I think we've discussed this before, which is the dart manipulation. So we'll be doing the same thing for this. So go in by, you can mark it anywhere. Let it just be on the neckline. Go in by, we'll be using 0.5. So I'll just take 0.5. Just mark 0.5 from any point on the neckline. And then I'll connect it. And then I'll connect it to my bust point. You can see that the apex of the sorry, of the bust rather, it's already coming out. So let's finalize that. I've cut out this pattern and connect it. To make things easier, you can connect it to the shoulder line. You must always remember that whatever excess you fail to remove from the pattern can affect your dress, can affect your result, the outcome of your dress. So for that, I'll cut out pattern. So this is the front pattern. So this is the front pattern, and this is our back pattern. Cut out this one. My waist measurements. To take your waist measurements, you start from the 0.5 that we removed, 0.5, including my darts, will give me 8 inches. So I'll trace it out. I'll connect the line here. So this is my back pattern. Okay, so this is the back and the front pattern. This is the back and the front pattern. So this is how you draft your basic bodice pattern for dressmaking. So we'll talk when we're ready.